Summerall went to Florida. Maybe he can give some of that excess Tulane goodness to the Saints, and they can win in Tampa. I'm reaching for anything now, Dave. The Saints are 2-10. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast, always with perfect pronunciation.
Same thing as Demario Thomas. I mean, I don't know. Demario Thomas is like...
It's a linebacker and a receiver, and he just maxed them up.
Anyway, Demario Davis, same thing.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are brought to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. All right, I got Dave with me. Kevin may or may not pop back in like Kramer on Seinfeld, or Norm and Cheers. He'll just pop back in. We'll see. And I got Thomas running the show back in Poland. All right, Dave, Saints are playing the Bucs. And here's the interesting thing I've been thinking about with the Bucs. They are injured to hell. Baker's got like a busted up shoulder, but it's his non-throwing shoulder. And they've been struggling. They were in a free fall. They beat the Cardinals last week, but the Cardinals are terrible. And it seems like they're ripe for that 12:45 score update where the rest of the league is like, what the hell is happening? The Saints are up 17-3. It seems like it's ripe for that. But I keep remembering the first Tampa game and the Saints offense, it was half Spencer Rattler, half Shuck, but it didn't matter. The offense sucked the entire game. So I ask you, how are you feeling going into this Bucs game with the Saints?
That's the question. How am I feeling? I don't know. You know what? I guess I want to see, kind of a little bit of what we saw last week. I want at least a little something to give us hope. Mm-hmm. I think I want to see a little something from Shuck that's going to give us hope. I don't necessarily have to have the win. Honestly,
are you in full tank mode? Are you in full tank mode where you're like,
we're so
give
close.
me a little something, then lose the game, and I'm
good. I mean, honestly, and we are so close. Like, and I meant to bring it up on the main show. Like, we control our own destiny here because the Jets just won last week, so they're at 3 wins now, and we play the Titans, we play the Jets, so like. We could get a really high draft pick.
We're third. The Saints are picking third now. They're third.
I know, but we could get the top pick if we lost to the Titans. Who are the 2 teams that are ahead of us?
The Giants and the Titans.
Yeah. Well, okay. We played the Giants already.
So I don't know how it would be if all 3 are 2 wins. I don't know how it gets in the mix.
And I mean, and I hate to say it, but like, we're not playing for anything. Like, there would be nothing to gain other than, I guess, morale or whatever, and just proving that you can win a game. I don't know. I really don't know where I stand on this. I'm really kind of
hard.
I'm on the fence.
It's hard. It's hard for me.
But what I do want to see is, regardless. In either situation, I want to see good football on the field. Like, I just don't know whether I want that good football to come with wins or whether I want it to come with like just really close losses, like where we just barely lose, but we really gave it a good fight and a good effort, and just like last week. But no, bottom line is I want to see good football on the field. I think that's what I'm going to focus on, like, for real.
I mean, Tyler Shuck being awesome and the Saints losing a shootout, which it doesn't seem possible because their offense isn't any good, but the Saints losing a shootout would be fun. My thing is, Dave, I even though the Saints have been eliminated, I still am rooting for wins with the Saints because I would prefer to go into 2026 with Shuck as the quarterback. And in my mind, I can't conjure up a scenario where the Saints are 2-15 and picking first, and we're like, yeah, we're good. We're good at quarterback. Shucks the guy. Because if you lose to the Jets and you lose to the Titans, I just don't know how that becomes possible. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree.
Tennis, I'll admit, like Tampa, like they're not, to me, they're not a rival at all. Like I just like
I think we covered. I think we discussed that the
covered this in
first
the
week when there was
first one.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the interesting thing with this game though is I'm not like Andrew. Andrew hates Baker Mayfield. I don't feel that way about Baker.
He does. I don't feel that way either. I kind of have a little respect for him. I would take Baker. I wish Baker was on the Saints. I think we'd be a good team if we had Baker. I would take him.
I kind of want the Saints to win this game for one selfish / hilarious reason. I think it would be maybe the funniest thing of the entire NFL season if the Saints could beat Carolina twice and Carolina could somehow still win the South. And for that to happen, the Saints need to beat Tampa this week. Like if the Saints could beat Tampa this week, that would make them and Carolina tied at 7-6. And then I think it's very possible that
So you're basically saying, like, if you had to, obviously the Saints aren't going to win the division, Falcons division, and so you're basically saying you would rather see the Panthers win than the Buccaneers win.
Yeah, well, I would like the Panthers to win, but I would like them to lose to the Saints twice because that would be hilarious.
Why do you want the Panthers to win the division?
I mean, I don't know. Like Tampa just winning it a bunch of times is getting old, and like, you know, like if the Panthers win the division, that we can say we beat them. Like I don't like the Panthers. The Panthers, they didn't just lose to the Saints. The Saints went to Carolina and kicked their ass. Like the Saints haven't run the ball all year. They ran the ball down Carolina's throat. And Carolina played the Rams Sunday and won and didn't really win on a total shenanigan bullshit game. Like they really outplayed the Rams. So like the Carolina's completely schizophrenic. So I mean,
look, I'm just asking, and schizophrenic. Like I think that's a good term. Like the Panthers are frisky. They're a frisky team, and like I think what they have shown, given what we saw this past week with the Rams, and 2 4th down touchdown throws by Young. I think we're talking about the Panthers. I don't even know. We're talking about the Panthers week when the Saints are playing the Buccaneers.
I know.
I think the Panthers. That's who I want to win. I don't think the Saints are going to win this division. So, like, if I'm going to pick somebody to win, it's the Panthers, and I agree with you. I think that seems to be where you're leaning. And I think partially it's just because I feel like I think they're a little,
and just selfishly,
I think they're more fun. I think they're more fun to watch at this point. Bryce Young is, oh my God, what's he going to do?
And I just think like Bryce Young is so wildly inconsistent. They win the division. Like they're definitely keeping him next year. And I think I want Carolina to keep Bryce Young because he's always going to be wildly inconsistent and have a ceiling.
Probably. You're probably right.
The other thing is, I feel like the Saints, for whatever reason, they do really, I feel like the Saints do really well in Tampa. Like, even last year, like Spencer Rattler, they almost won at the end of the year, right? And cost them the division title. They had the ball with a chance to win. And like, yes, I know that in 2020, Tampa beat the Saints in the playoff game and all that. But like, I like that 2020 game where the Saints played the Bucs on Sunday night. and just stomped them in the ground. I think it was like 35 or 38-3. They had another fun game, 2021. They shut Tom Brady out 9-0, right? So I just feel like the Saints have had really good success in Tampa, more so, Dave, than other places in the South, like more so than Atlanta, more so than Carolina. Do you feel that way? Like, I feel like the Saints have been really good in Tampa.
I don't know. I have to look that up. Going off feelings.
Vibes.
I don't. Yeah, probably not. You're probably making this up. This is probably all in your head. But let's look this up. Let's look this up. I wish Kevin was here.
Yeah. Listen.
Saints versus Bucks record, Tampa Bay. See what happened. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, we talked about it earlier about listen, they're not playing, they're eliminated from the playoffs. They're not, what are they playing for? Do we want them to tank? We talked about that. But also, like, in these matchups, like besides quarterback, if I said to you, Dave, one young player is gonna be freaking awesome in this Tampa game, it can't be Shuck. What young Saints player would you want to be incredible and like really give us hope as like he would be so good in this game, Dave? We would just be like, he's going to be a star. We don't have to worry about that position anymore. He's the guy. Like, that's how good he would be Sunday. What player would you pick?
Interesting. That's interesting. I think a lot of people would immediately go straight to wide receiver because they want some sort of, they want the next Mike Thomas or whatever. They're hungry for, they're worried about Olave. Honestly, I would go with, just because I would go with like somebody like Devin Neal, because one, Kendre Miller, obviously he just cannot stay healthy. I was surprised he made it through. I mean, he made it through 8 weeks or so or whatever, which was more than I thought he would make it through. But at the end of the day, at the end of the season, I guess I should say, he's on IR and he's not playing. And Alvin Kamara, he's now injured. He's obviously getting older, and I think we can all see the writing on the wall with him. So they have, as far as I'm concerned, they have zero prospects at running back. At wide receiver, you at least have the prospect of Vele and Tipton and
Tipton could be a good one. Like Tipton would,
or a number of other guys. Yeah, Tipton would be a good would be a good choice for this, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, like, Tipton is one of a number of guys at wide receiver that could be there, and like they don't, and also like I think between the two positions, wide receiver, running back, I think running back is more of a position of need as far as talent is concerned right now, because the depth is less. So I guess,
and you need two of them. So even if Neal was good, it wouldn't preclude you from picking one. But if you felt great about Neal and you drafted one, then you'd be like, running back's fixed.
Yeah, you're still gonna and you know what? You're probably still gonna take a darn wide receiver anyway, still. But yeah, I would say maybe Devin Deal.
And listen, he's been. I would say this guy's been a pleasant surprise for the Saints, and he got cheated out of an interception, Quincy Riley. But if Quincy Riley could play against the Bucks and have a excellent game, I'm talking about a pick, a couple of pass breakups, and look really good, then all of a sudden at corner, Dave, it wouldn't be that the Saints would be like, we're definitely not taking a corner. But you could go into the offseason and you're like, we got Kool-Aid, we got Quincy Riley, we feel pretty good at corner. We don't have to take a corner. If there's an amazing corner there that we take in the second round or whatever, we can, and we'll feel great about it, but we don't have to take a corner. Right now, I look at corner and I'm like, I think you need a corner. I like Kool-Aid, I like Quincy Riley, but I'm like kind of unsure. So like if Quincy Riley would be good, I would just feel great about it. On another position would be, I just don't feel like I feel like offensive line has been so bad for the Saints so long. Like I don't feel like
And they've
one
invested
game.
so much. They've invested 2 straight years of first-round draft picks, the offensive linemen.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like I feel like the offensive line is so bad. It's been so bad. There's nothing that Cesar Ruiz can do or Redon's could do. Like Redon, like the Saints could run for 180 yards against Tampa, and PFF or whatever could be like Cesar Ruiz was the highest rated guard we've had in the last 8 years, and like we'd still be like, I don't give a damn. Get him off my team. We still need guards. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like the offensive line can do to change my mind. So that's why like I didn't pick Cesar Ruiz or Redon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the offensive line, the problems are too far gone.
Look, I think the sad truth of it is you could have picked any position. You could have thrown a freaking dart at any position on the wall on this roster, and you could have made an argument for it, and anybody and neither of us would have been like, yeah, okay, I can see that. Like let's be honest. Like there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of issues. We are a 2-win team that's rebuilding. So let's face it, the net we cast should be wide here.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Tampa preview. Listen, I mean, I feel like I said it on the big show. I'll say it again. I feel like Tampa is in a death spiral. I feel like Tampa is going to just step on a bunch of rakes and give the Saints every opportunity to win this game. And Tampa's fans are kind of salty at them. If the Saints could just start one of these road games decent, they could turn the crowd against the home team and use it to their advantage, but they just can't do it. But anyway, now it's time for some mailbag questions. Thomas, what you got?
All right, so first mailbag question comes from Biloxi Blues. It's been a while. And he asks,
Okay.
The CSCOG, rank the 5 new first-time head coaches: Cohen, Johnson, Glenn, Schottenheimer, and more.
I mean, Johnson's 1A for sure. I think you've got to give it Ben Johnson. What he's done in Chicago. Cohen, he's up there too. The Jaguars, this is the first November they've ever won 4 games ever in the franchise history. That's a big deal. And Moore and Glenn, I think, are in the same boat. They're probably toward the bottom. They're not doing too well. Schottenheimer, I don't even know. What is he?
Listen, Dallas is only a game and a half out of the lead in the East. And listen, I have to say, a lot of people made fun of Jerry Jones because they fired Mike McCarthy and then they hired the offensive coordinator. Schottenheimer he's a really, really good coach. And Dallas, they've gotten a lot better in their run game. And listen, they made the trade for Quentin Williams for the Jets. Their defense is improving. Like the Dallas, it sounds really weird. Their future, Dave, is looking up because next year they're going to have 2 first-round picks in 2026. So they're going to they have ammunition to fix their defense, and they stole the offensive line coach for the Cardinals, and their run game is freaking amazing. I would say it pains me, but I think Moore is, I don't know. I think Moore might be the worst. Glenn has not nudged ahead of him.
Better than Glenn? Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
I mean, because the Jets are winning and they are clear. They traded everything that wasn't nailed down. And
I know.
So I don't know. This is another like a broader question. I admit it. I wrote it in my column for gold members. You should become a gold member. You can get my 2 football columns every week. Dave, I have never gone from. I was in such despair in the first half against the Dolphins. I went from such despair to basically euphoria because Shuck looked good. The Saints played hard in the second half. They made adjustments. They almost won. They didn't, but they kept the draft pick high. Like, it was everything you would want it to be when you're in this situation the Saints are in. Like, but in that first half, I had real doubts. I was like, I really worried that Kellen Moore, he was a bad hire and he's not up to this. But where are you feeling on Kellen Moore with 5 weeks to go?
Again, 1 year. He gets the 1 year pass, so there's going to be no decisions made. We're sticking with him. We're going to see what he's going to do next year. I don't know. I've kind of liked the play calling. I've enjoyed it so far. I've seen he's kind of growing on me, I guess, a little bit in that goofy, lovable kind of way. And I'm rooting for him, and I think that I think in his own way he can maybe get a team together here. And so and you know what, like that's the path of least resistance for all of us as Saints fans to actually getting where we want to go and to getting to a Super Bowl. We all want this to work out. Like, honestly, like, it's going to be way quicker and way easier if we just all root for Kellen Moore and this all works out and we start now, as opposed to having to go through a few more years of this and then resetting and recharging and hiring somebody new and blah 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 blah. Like, let's just go now. And honestly, for all the people that are not fans of Mickey, like, honestly, the quicker the Saints get better, from my understanding, that might quicken how fast Mickey gets out of here. And he might leave if he feels like things are in good hands. He might say, I can leave now.
I 100% believe, like, if the Saints like had another good draft in 2026 and like Shuck was the guy, and even if they didn't make the playoffs, but let's say they went like 9-8 and they like won their last 3, and you're like, oh, we got our quarterback, we've had 2 good drafts in a row. I think Mickey Loomis would be like, hey, y'all hate me, I won y'all a Super Bowl and I got you back on the right track. I'm going to be upstairs promoted and whatever. The other thing about the Saints is, look, I know, Dave, you're not a tape watcher, and I'm not really I try to like watch the tape, but I don't like. I like want to learn about strategy and all, but I don't enjoy watching the tape that much. So, but I'm trying to do it to get a little more educated. So I have the little NFL package where you can watch the all 22 and all. And I was like, I want to watch the Saints run game. It is terrible, but I want to watch it. And actually, watching the run game, I actually felt better about Kellen Moore because you could see it and you'd be like, oh, that was a cool play. But the Saints just like can't block it. So like I feel like Kellen.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Look, it's the same thing that I said last week when I was talking about the red zone. When I was talking about the red zone and the kid's toy and the red rectangle and the green triangle and all that kind of stuff. Right. Like they look, all those different plays are cool. Like, they're all different. They're all cool. They don't seem to be using them at the right time or with the right people or whatever. But like, the second it all gets put together, I think it's going to be awesome. So that's what gives me hope. Like, that's what gives me hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
you can see it. You can see like the creativity.
Yeah, like I can,
and like all the people for years that complained about Pete Carmichael and how boring it was, bland it was. Where are you, all you people? Because like this is definitely way more. It's way more creative and clever and innovative than that was. So, come on.
Yeah, and like you can look at it and you can be like, there were like 3 or 4 specific running plays, and I was just like, man, if we just had Andres Pete and James Hurst and a decent running back, like that would have been an 8-yard gain. Like that was a really cool play. And they don't, and like the tight ends, I know you play golf with Foster Moreau's dad. Like Foster Moreau, like he's another one. Like he got hurt the last play of the year against Tampa, and he came back. And it's great that he came back ahead of schedule. But I feel like him and Taysom, like those were like year-long injuries. And like, I don't know where Taysom's going to be next year. I kind of hope Foster Moreau comes back with the Saints. I feel like he'll be back to his normal, dependable, can block and do some fun catch and stuff next year. But like to get injured in January and to be back playing already with the injury he had, like that was asking a lot. And to me, you can see it with him. Like he's just not the same. He's just not the same dude, you know? But anyway, I'm with you. Kellen Moore, we believe in you. At least until next year. Thomas, what's next?
Correct.
All right. Final question. That was a long one, by the way. Comes from Saints Rabbit. The question's MVP. He asks, in a world where we learn that Kellen Moore is intentionally tanking the games while still getting quality evaluation on players, how would that affect your opinion of him?
Through the roof. That would be amazing. If there was a way that you could do that, you could evaluate your players and get the information you wanted as a coach, and still somehow not.
It would explain everything. It would explain so much, Dave. Because the
next level. Honestly, he might be that honestly would maybe make him the best coach in the league, like sneaky, low key best coach.
In theory, if hypothetically, if this would happen, it would explain everything. It would be like the 4th down play with Shuck. He called it because he knew it wouldn't work, because he was like, I got everything I needed out of this Dolphin game. Vele is awesome. Shuck looked great. Let's move up to 2nd in the draft. Let's run a quarterback sneak that I know has a high probability of not working. And then all the end of half stuff with Rattler. It'd be like, oh yeah, like why would you want to score points? Like why? Yeah. And these games where it's like you're not going for it, but you're punting, and then you're going for it when you should be punting. Like it'd be like, there you go. Like it's all like it was.
Play the X-Files music. Play the X-Files music.
It would all make sense. And you know what, Dave? My opinion of him would jump. Like I'd be like,
through the roof.
He's gonna be
through the freaking roof.
Through the freaking roof. But like that would only come out like in like 10 years when like Kellen Moore, like after they won 2 Super Bowls and he wrote his book, he'd be like, yeah, that first year.
Yeah, Jeff Duncan writes about that.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeff Duncan will write about that in his book.
He's gonna write Sean Payton's Denver Odyssey book. God, Jeff Duncan will it'll be like tomorrow he'll be like, oh, did you know the Denver Broncos are 2nd in the league in rushing attempts and yards per rush, and the Saints are last? Just letting you know. Like he'll just tweet out like antagonistic bullshit about the Broncos just to make us mad. That's all Jeff Duncan. Like he does it every freaking week. So
I can't believe you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't say something about Fletcher Mackel retweeting me today.
I didn't see that.
What? What?
Dave.
Oh my God! Are you asleep at the Twitter wheel?
What we forgot? You know what we forgot in the Sinners segment when you talked about hoes? We forgot Michael Thomas calling Jeff Duncan a hoe.
Well, that was years ago. No,
that was years ago, but it was an all-time classic. No, Fletcher Mackel retweeted you. What did he?
Oh, well, I had WDSU in the store today they're gonna run a story about us or part of a story about us before kickoff on Friday before the game. Maybe.
Oh yeah, they're doing like a championship preview show.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a whole
The whole thing. So
Whole spiel.
yours truly.
yeah. Well, Dave, I will say this: this will be running. People will be listening to this probably. This post publicly Friday, post early for patrons, but they'll be listening to this. If you're listening to this, Tulane's probably playing right about now, so hopefully they're winning.
Oh.
Hopefully the weather is nice
Friday night.
and
This
for
is gonna post
you,
Friday
Dave, like Tulane in the expanded playoff before LSU would be so funny and so amazing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
And I'm rooting for
There's
it.
There's a shirt idea.
Sometimes it feels to me, Ralph, that you like Tulane more than LSU, man.
I do.
Yes.
Like I hated the Brian Kelly hire, and it's really weird, Thomas. But ever since 2019 with LSU, that's the best LSU team I'm ever gonna see.
They've turned you.
So I just like I kind of like I root for Tulane.
You
more,
got
like
flipped.
LSU, maybe if they start winning big with Lane Kiffin, I'll go back. But like I don't like I didn't intentionally do it, but like Brian Kelly just was a gross hire and I hated it. And I just like me and LSU, like we're not together anymore.
Do you really see this ending well?
You're separated.
What,
do you see this ending well with Lane Kiffin?
No. He's gonna be he'll be at LSU. Dave, LSU's motto is we're trying to have a good time, not a long time.
Not a long. Yeah, here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah, no, I get it. I know. But that means you got to win it. That means you got 3 years and you got a championship. Do you think he's
Lane Kiffin will not be the LSU coach in 5 years? Either he will.
Okay, but will he have won a championship?
I'm gonna say
if not, then what's the point?
I'm gonna say that's going to be the ending. It's going to be the messiest possible ending. He's going to not win a championship, but go to the NFL. Everywhere he goes, it ends really, really badly. So he'll go to the NFL, but he won't.
Right, which is why. So I don't understand. Okay, thank you. Thank you for what you just said. Everywhere he goes, it ends really badly. So why do people still sign him? This is totally crazy to me.
I understood.
It boggles my mind. It's like, hey, it's like it's like a very attractive but crazy woman. It's like
right.
it's what you're getting into, but she's just so hot. She's just so hot.
You can't say no. And I'll tell you, the funniest thing about Lane Kiffin is Al Davis, decrepit, old, dying Al Davis, who fired Lane Kiffin and did a press conference on why he fired him. And he brought out an overhead projector, not a PowerPoint. Yeah, right. He brought out an overhead projector. But Al Davis was 100% correct about Lane Kiffin. And people made fun of Al Davis, but now he's been dead for like a decade. They're like, Al Davis was right about Lane Kiffin. He's a hoe. I'm just telling you, like, Lane Kiffin is everywhere he goes, it ends badly. I get why Florida Atlantic hired him because they're Florida Atlantic or Florida International. They want PR. I get why Ole Miss hired him because Ole Miss ain't never won nothing. Not since like color television. All right. So I get why Ole Miss hired him. But LSU, like, you didn't need to do this. Like, you could have hired somebody else that isn't messy. Isn't going to end badly. You could have hired John Summerall. You could have hired Jeff Brom. You could have like the LSU job is like the most desirable job in America, and you hired the crazy girl.
Yeah.
You hired the crazy.
Yeah. Wild.
Anyway. We'll be doing this.
It'll be good fodder. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun ride.
In 4 years, we'll be back here. LSU will be hiring a coach, and Tulane will be hiring a coach because either he'll have won big and left to a better job, or he'll stink and you'll fire him. Every 4 years. LSU. To
Hopefully.
mark it down. What timestamp this, Thomas?
Hey, Tomas,
December
check the timestamp on this.
2029.
2029. We're both going to be hiring. So on that note, guys, thanks for joining us. Go to patreon.com/saintshappyhour. You should do it. You should support the show. We have a Christmas special that we're going to run. You should be on the lookout for that. Thanks to Dave for hanging out with me. Thanks to you guys for supporting the show. Thanks for Thomas running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.